Long have I waited.
Sith Eternal Emperor. That's my choice. That's the legendary I am going for.
You cannot stop what is to come.
We are so close now, I can almost taste it.
At last.
We are ready for the rise of the final order to unlock galactic legend Sith Eternal Emperor. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, loyal Imperial citizens and rebel scum alike. Welcome to the Liam Aiken gameplay unlock video for Sith Eternal Emperor. I have 280 shards of Sith Eternal in the bag. I just need 50 more shards, just one more successful playthrough of Tier 3 of the Final Order event, and then I will be able to unlock my first galactic legend. So without any further ado, let's get this show on the road. Oh, I can't believe it. Last time playing this tier. Kind of nervous, even though I've had zero problems with it so far. It's been super easy, barely an inconvenience. Here we go. Strike me down with all of your hatred, and your journey towards the dark side will be complete. Yes, I'm going to do the voices again. So let's do this. So we're going to do exactly what we did before. We're going to open up with Merciless Massacre, and then we're going to try and just land as many debuffs as we can on our boy Luke here, just to try and boom ability block. We just got to stop him from landing too many critical hits on Vader. And whenever we do manage to get that debuff on him there, we got to try and take advantage of it with Culling Blade, because it's going to disappear, of course, after each of his turns here. Okay, so thought I'd try and drop the AoE to see if I can get some damage over time, but he resists. I've never managed to land a damage over time on him on this event. I don't know if that's impossible, or if my stats just aren't good enough to land it, but boom, there we go. That should be enough to have taken him down, and now we switch over to Papa Palpatine. Now, young Skywalker, you will die. We'll see about that. We'll see about that. So Palpatine's still too slow to move first, but it's not making any difference. I'll see if I can land a stun, but yeah, no dice. That's fine. We can still do this. It's a little closer with my Palpatine. You could beef him up a little bit. Obviously, speed would help, but it's not really an issue. This battle isn't difficult, especially if you can get that shock damage over time there. On Luke, that you land with Palpatine just from his basics. So there we go. There we go. That's it. That's the final time. Let's just enjoy the cinematics here for a second. Boom. That is awesome. So much fun to play through this. So much fun. Boom! Victory! There we go. That is it. This is the final time, the final 50 shards that I need. 330 shards. We've done it. We have done it. An 8-month journey, and we have finally done it. Ready to unlock Sith Eternal. I cannot believe it. I cannot believe it. It just feels completely unreal. Now, obviously, this doesn't end here. You can move on up through the tiers, and I'm maybe going to see if I can do that later on in this video here, just to see what we can do in terms of testing Sith Eternal Emperor a little bit in this video today, but I'm kind of getting ahead of myself. We can't test him unless we've unlocked him, so that's what we're going to do right now. We're going to move on over and unlock my first galactic legend in game. I've got goosebumps as I sit here. As I sit here about to press the activate button. There we go, 100 gold, insane. Boom. Boom, look at that. Sith Eternal Emperor, all the way up, 7 stars. Wow. Wow. I can hardly believe it. But there we go, in the flesh, or as close to as you get in this game. That is pretty amazing. As much as I think I could just kind of sit here and watch him spin around in space all day, what we've got to do now, of course, now we've unlocked and put in all of that effort, but of course what you're left with is just this basic, completely ungeared, completely leveled unit. So what we've got to try and do now is gear him up, and that I think is going to take me a little while. So I'm going to take him right up to 85 right now, and then throw on all the gear pieces I can. And then what I'm probably going to do is take a couple of days to sort of get him up to a decent-ish gear level, and throw on some mods, some relatively decent mods, and then I'm going to play test him a little bit, see what you can do. Now, so let's just, I mean, I can't believe actually that I've already hit a wall here with the gear. I'll just equip as much of this as I can, and then I guess I'll probably just end up buying with in-game currency or spending some crystals to refresh and get those missing pieces there. Let's see how much we can throw on just now. Yeah, so I should be able to buy definitely as much of this as I need to get this right now. There we go. Boom, boom. Okay. Now more missing pieces. Yeah. Can we get him up into purple? I think that's the question. I think I want to get him up into like gear 9 or something, until I can start testing him. Now really, with Sith Eternal and probably with most of the Galactic Legends, you really need to get them up to Relic. I'm going to talk more about that in a second, but what I'm going to do just now is just level up these abilities here, just throw on these Zetas. So I've been stockpiling Zetas. I believe that the Galactic Legends, at least the first 4 Galactic Legends anyway, they all take 6 Zetas to power up these sort of basic abilities here. Okay, so there's still a couple of abilities, quite a few abilities there actually that are locked. They don't unlock until Gear 7, and then at the top there, that I Am All a Sith, that's his Galactic Legend ultimate ability right there, and you can't do anything with that until, so there's 2 kind of locks on it. First of all, you have to get him up to Relic. Only Relic 1, there's no kind of Relic cutoff, but you do have to get him up to that Gear 13, be able to Relic 1 your Galactic Legend, and then when we go back to the event, the Final Order event, you'll see that as you move up through the tiers, the actual final tier gives you the materials that you need to power up that Ultimate Galactic Legend event. So I do actually need to get Sith Eternal up to a decent enough level that I can then use him in the next tiers of the Final Order in order to get the materials I need to power up his ultimate ability, which I can only power up once he is at Relic. So this has been, as I said, like an 8-month journey to get here, but it has to keep going on necessarily in order to actually get the maximum out of your Galactic Legend. So it's a really big commitment. So what I'm going to do, folks, is I'm going to spend the next couple of days just throwing on gear pieces, farming gear pieces to try and get Sith Eternal up to Gear 9, because I think that's going to be a kind of decent basic gear level to try and do some test play with him. I'm also going to throw mods on him. I'm going to focus on speed. So don't go anywhere. I'm going to be back in just a couple of seconds for you, but days for me, and maybe we can do a little bit of play testing. I'll be back in 1 second. Alright, here we go. So now it's been a couple of days since unlock. As you can see, I've managed to get Sith Eternal up to Gear 9, and I've also thrown on a couple of pieces toward Gear 10 on him there. So he's sitting at 29,500 power, and I've actually managed to power up to max out all of his abilities, applied all those 6 Zetas, so the only one I'm missing is this I Am All a Sith ultimate ability here. This is the one that, as you can see, only unlocks after you've taken him up to Relic level 1, and that you need those special resources that you get from the final tier of his unlock event in order to actually power up there. So that is the only ability that I'm missing. I've also managed to throw some mods on him there. So let's take a quick look at his stats. So nothing that exciting on his base attributes there. Nothing to really shout about, but I want to take a quick look down here. I'm pretty happy with that health of 50,000. The protection could be a little higher at 20,000 there, just because he's a relatively weak character. The potency is not great. The tenacity is pretty good. good, almost at 100%. But take a look at that speed right there, 407. Now, Galactic Legends have a crazy base speed rate, but I'm pretty happy that even without crazy mods on him there, just throwing on some speed mods that I either had or that I could source really quickly, and managed to get that speed up over 400. I'm feeling pretty good about that, because that should mean that he's quick enough to move first in most cases. So I don't think this is a bad kind of base to take a look at what can you really do with Sith Eternal at low level gear and without that ultimate ability available to you. So maybe let's check out some Conquest battles and just kind of see what we can do before we move on to the next tier of the Final Order event. Let's head on over to Conquest. Now, I have been so focused on unlocking Sith Eternal that I really have not paid attention to my teams for Conquest, and as a result, I'm not doing that well. So I'm still on the basic, the normal difficulty. This is tier or level 3. So I'm going to try with this squad. So we're going to have Sith Eternal in the lead, Vader, Sidious, Sith Marauder, and then Dooku. So I'm not going to use Palpatine, and see how we do as we go up against these Mandalorians here. This Mandalorian led team, Bo-Katan led team. Okay, so somehow they managed to get the drop on us. These Conquest games, I don't know what they do with speed, but what we're going to do is we're going to use Linked there, and what you do is you immediately get another turn. So as soon as you use Linked on Sith Eternal, you get to immediately link another character too. Now, Linked has limited use until you get the ultimate ability with Sith Eternal, because that ultimate ability is what enables you to instantly defeat any enemies that you've linked. But that's fine, because what Sith Eternal is doing is he is throwing on a bunch of Deceived onto these enemies that he's linking, which means that then he cannot be targeted by those enemies. So hopefully, once we have that ultimate ability in place, that should mean Sith Eternal is able to last long enough to get the charge he needs to actually use his ultimate ability. Right now, it's not that useful because there's no ultimate ability, so what are we really waiting for? But I have to say, boom, there we go. So far so good with this leadership. I guess what I should really have done is tried this once with my Palpatine leadership in this same squad, and then used Sith Eternal in the leader spot to see if it makes a difference. But so far this is going okay up against these relict Mandalorians here. So this basic attack, okay, so this also gives Deceived, so special damage and Deceived. So there you go. So now, okay, Canderous is dead now, but he wouldn't have been able to target Sith Eternal. So yeah, when we cut straight through these Mandalorians, this was not an issue. Boom. There we go. Okay, so, you know, he's not giving that speed bar increase to Vader after Vader drops his AoE. And without the ultimate, he is limited in terms of what he brings offensively to the team, but I think there is kind of use for him here. I don't feel confident going up against Gas just yet, so I think I'll just try this Relic. So they're just sitting on Relic 1, so let's see what we can do with Phoenix right here. I think I'm just going to use the same, actually I'm not. I'm going to take out Marauder and I'm going to throw in Palpatine instead. I might regret that. Palpatine not in the leader slot, I really don't see, he's not as useful if he's not in the leader slot, but let's give it a go. Let's see how we do. And he immediately takes a ton of damage. Whoa, and Vader taking a ton of damage. So these characters must be insanely quick if they're outrunning my 407 speed Sith Eternal. So we're going to try and link. So what you want to do is try and link the damage dealers, right? So they can't target Sith Eternal, and so ultimately they can be defeated once you land that ultimate ability, although we're not going to be able to do that. Crazily enough, I think we're going to lose. Vader's probably going to be the first character that we lose here, which is a bit insane. Oh my gosh, bye-bye Vader. Wow. I don't know that we can do this without Vader, actually. Well, let's see. So this ability, this is my favorite ability so far. It calls in all the dark side allies to attack. So unfortunately Chopper was taunting there, so we just used that to take out Chopper. But you know what? That's fine. I'll take it. Boom. Okay, so maybe we can do this. Maybe I was wrong. So it looks like, boom, Sith Eternal is going to come out of this in the best condition. Bye-bye, Hera. Boom. Okay, so Sith Eternal's ability to protect himself is pretty cool. I think with the right squad, that could be a very, very awesome ability. So I think we can see that there is utility here. There are uses for Sith Eternal, even at these lower gear levels, even without his ultimate. You still can make use of him. Now I think obviously it'd be interesting to compare that once I do have him relicked and I do have his ultimate. But yeah, right now let's just see if we can go against Grievous. I think we're gonna get our rears handed to us here, but let's give one last go on Conquest before we move on elsewhere. Yeah, so at this kind of level, I'm not gonna be replacing Palpatine. I think right now Palpatine is the better leader for this kind of squad. But you know, Sith Eternal definitely... Well, okay, bye-bye Dooku. Sith Eternal definitely shows promise, definitely shows potential. And I can certainly see how when he is more powerful and, you know, more importantly, when he does have that ultimate in place, he will be a really great lead. The squad that I want to use him with is the Sith Triumvirate, so Traya, Nihilus, and Scion, and Sith Trooper. That's the team that I want to use with Sith Eternal. Sith Trooper for the taunt there. Sith Trooper and Scion. When I say Sith Trooper, sorry, I misspoke. I mean Sith Empire Trooper. Sith Empire Trooper, not Red Lobster, but Sith Empire Trooper, Buckethead. I want to use him and Scion with the taunt to try and keep Sith Eternal alive as long as possible so we can get that ultimate off. But unfortunately, right now, I just don't have any of those tunes in a good place, so I'm stuck using these tunes. Oh, bye-bye Sith Eternal. So I'm stuck using these tunes, the tunes that I used to unlock Sith Eternal, on a team with him. And right now, not the best choice. I think if I had that better squad lineup, and if Sith Eternal was more powerful, he would be more useful. But you can get some use out of him. And if you already have Traya and Co. Up at a decent place, I think you could do really well. Boom. There we go. Defeat. Alright, well that was fun, and I think it shows that, you know, Sith Eternal is plausible even at lower gear levels. Let's move on. Let's go back to the event itself and take a look here at Tier 4. So Tier 4 here, you're using Sith Eternal himself, and you can bring in any of these characters that it's got here, these dark side characters that you used to unlock SEE. So these are all going to be relic characters, obviously, and then what you get is you just get a title, and then the next one you get a portrait. So nothing too amazing, and it does cost, unfortunately, 70 dark side currency to launch this event. So it is pretty pricey, but really what you're doing is you're working your way up to that end tier that gives you that unique material there to activate the ultimate ability. But if we look here at the tips, it does say that we're going to be fighting Rey and Ben solo, a dyad in the Force, and that we get ultimate charge. So we get the ultimate ability. That's going to be fun. We get to play with that ultimate ability during this tier. So I think I'm just going to use Vader, and I'm going to use Sidious. I think, again, as I said, Palpatine is kind of underwhelming in that non-leadership role. So let's see if we can do this at gear level 9. Stand together, die together. The life force of your bond, a dyad in the Force. A power like life itself. Unseen for generations, and now the power of 2 restores the one true Emperor. That's more like it. Let's do this thing. Okay, so we're up against Rey and Ben. So what we're going to do then, because we've got the ultimate ability, so she's got I am all the Jedi. That's her buff. And he's already got Deceived. Okay, so he can't target Sith Eternal. And we're going to be gaining ultimate charge whenever he takes an action. So what we're going to do, we're going to link, obviously, that's Sith Eternal's opening move. We're going to link both of them. And when we have enough charge, we're going to use that ultimate to take them out. And really, it's the job of Sidious and Vader just to kind of hold them back, keep them busy until Sith Eternal can strike. Okay, so far so good. Boom. Vader took limited damage from Kylo, or sorry, Ben rather, and then we were able to retaliate with that gang up there. We're also not doing a ton of damage though, so we really are just waiting right now until we can... Ooh, nice dodge from Rey. Okay, there you go. That was a decent hit, but this is it. Party's over now, folks. Let's do this. Activate the ultimate. Awesome. So he's lost that machine now. He's lost the supports. Now we should be able to power unlimited power. Let's do this. Let's take him down. Nice. Okay, so we didn't quite take out Rey, but boom, Sidious stepped in and solved that for us. Here we go. Nothing will stop the return of the Sith. That is very cool. Boom. There we go. So an easy victory. So tier 4. What's this title that they give me here? Was this in any way worth it? Galactic Emperor. Okay, that's a pretty cool title, I guess. I will take that. But it's still pretty pricey at 70 dark side energy. But there you go. So you can easily do that. Tier 4 you can easily do at gear 9. If I had the energy, I'd move on to tier 5 and see if I could do that at gear 9. I wonder if anyone ever takes in Royal Guard into these tiers. That'd be... Maybe I'll do that just for fun. I won't. It's so expensive, I won't. But anyway, it'd be fun maybe to do that kind of thing and see if you could make it work. The next one, you're getting that portrait. It's the same kind of setup, but perhaps a little harder. So I'm going to wait until I've got the Emperor up to a bit of a higher gear level, and then I'll make another video on that. Just giving you a sense of how easy or how difficult it is to complete those last 2 tiers of the final Order event. Well, there you go. That was my unlock of Sith Eternal Emperor, and then a little bit of testing, a little bit of play footage with him at gear level 9. What did you think? Thoughts, comments, criticisms down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Maybe you are working toward a Galactic Legend. Maybe you've already unlocked Sith Eternal, and you've got hints and tips for how to use him, how to mod him. Maybe you're just working yourself towards Sith Eternal, and you'd like to let me know how it's going. I would love to hear from you down below. I look forward to that. Thank you so much for being a part of this journey with me today. I really do like having you along for the ride. If you've enjoyed this video, found it informative or entertaining in any way, please consider giving it a like, a thumbs up down below. I really do appreciate it, and it super helps out the channel. And while you're here, why not subscribe to Liam Aiden Gameplay? I drop new gameplay videos for Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes and Marvel Strike Force every week. I'm also doing a little bit of Marvel Future Revolution every now and again. Of course, I'm going to be continuing this Sith Eternal journey, so stick around for that. I'd love to have you as part of the gang. Well, that is all from me today. I'll see you in the next one. In the meantime, look after each other, and remember, the Force will be with you always.